Hi there, and welcome to my presentation today. I will be taking you through the design for the Penguin House Library. Today I've put together a document with different information, and hopefully it'll give you a good overview as to what the design will be in the space. Firstly, just a brief overview of the floor plan. So you've got an idea of how the space is broken up into different areas. We will get into more detail on that later. And then as well as just a little mood board with some imagery that really inspired the design, the colors, the seating arrangements, etc. Here we have a material board that's got an indication of materials that would be used in the space. Obviously, we wanted to keep the design quite light and fun because it is a library. We want to attract all types of people, which indicates some nice fun patterns, some brighter but not too sort of distracting colors, and some nice, maybe more muted fabric tones, some more interesting materials as well. You'll see at the end in the visuals how these materials are used on all the different surfaces, etc., within the space. As a point of the overarching topic for this project is the role of AI and how it helps homeowners and interior designers to visualize spaces. This is an example of how AI is used in this project. This is obviously not a physical material board. It was done using AI digitally. And it's really helpful to any sort of onlookers into this presentation as to how the materials would look without having to get them all out physically. It's really helpful to see, and obviously presented really nicely, really clear to see all of the materials in a good lighting, etc. Here's a floor plan with a little bit more information. So you've obviously got your main traffic routes, which is helpful to know. And then we've got some sort of grouped areas. The green areas would be joinery with some storage. Obviously, it's the library, so we're going to have lots of lovely books. So those will go in these spaces. We've got the pink, which is more like seating areas. We've got quite a few because hopefully there will be lots of people using the library. We've got a lovely like bar seating area here that onlooks onto the outside through some glass doors. And then we've got some more formal-ish seating here, some desking that people can use computers if they need to do research or if they're doing some type of educational course. And then we've just sort of got some more simple seating here that people can use as well if they need to work. And then we've got some more informal lounge seating. We've got some poofs throughout here. Obviously, these are really light and modular, so they can be moved around if they need to. And then on either side here, we've got these cozy little nooks with some lounge seating. Quite nice to curl up in a corner and read a book if anyone wishes. So that is the overall space. We've obviously got big double doors coming in on either side, and either side is also this has got the glass doors, so it's really nice to let natural light in through the space and keep it light and fresh. This is just a electrical and lighting plan so that you can see we've obviously got all the spotlights running through, and within these two tables as well, there'll be floor boxes, so you will have access to power when you're sitting there, either on the computer, or if you've bought your own device, you'll be able to plug it in. We've got plug points as well, so it makes it really accessible for anyone that's working on a laptop or a tablet in the space. This is another technical drawing and elevation of this wall here. So you can see a little bit in more detail as to the design. We've got some lovely shelving here to store all of our books, as well as TVs. These can be used for when educational sort of programs are running, obviously, to put presentations up, or just in the background, people can sort of put some music on, etc. We've obviously got these big shelving units here with all of our books. And then this shows the bar counter with some bar stools as well. This is a better view of the bar stool area. So we've got that really nice view to onlook when you're sitting working, and then these nice lounge chairs as well. This is more of the worky area with the big 2 tables here. Just to show, you'll see in the visuals, a lovely wallpaper running through at the back. So that'll come through later. And here are the visuals. We've got your shelving units with lots and lots of books. We tried to bring in some pops of color. So you can see on the backs of the unit here, we've got a lovely like umber orange tone. Lots of like light oak materials as well. This wallpaper is really fun, brings in some nice color and vibrancy into the space. There we go. There's another view. So you can see the 2 tables and the seating, enough room for people to have their books out, their laptops, etc. We've got these poofs, which are upholstered in a really fun fabric, almost mimicking the wallpaper design as well. And then you can see the shelving units with all of the books. Hopefully this will be plenty of storage for all of the lovely books that the library will hold. And if you can see at the backs of some of these units, we've used a wallpaper that is actually a smaller print of this wallpaper in a different color. So it's quite nice to mimic it without being too obvious, bringing in some fun into what can sometimes be quite boring bookshelves in libraries, and just making them more visually appealing to the people that are using the library. There's your space. So with our lovely bar counter and this beautiful terrazzo stone, we've got some stools that sit next to it, and our lovely lounge chairs that people can sit in and read a book if they wish. That's another view. So that's sort of an overall view of the space, obviously letting lots of natural light in through the glass doors. And there we go. So throughout this presentation, I have executed all of the design work, the mood boards, technical drawings, and the renders within the topic of the role of AI in helping to visualize these spaces. I experimented quite a bit with how AI tools could be used versus how sort of it was for me to do it all by hand, essentially using programs such as SketchUp and D5 to render. I found that using the AI tools was definitely helpful, but possibly not great to a professional standard. I think if maybe you were a homeowner and you needed help to visualize something where you didn't have access to programs such as SketchUp or AutoCAD, they would be really helpful because it's a lot simpler to use, a lot more user-friendly, better access. A lot of them you don't have to pay for. So definitely more useful. But as a professional, creating a presentation that was obviously highly accurate, etc., I found that doing it by hand was a lot easier. I also tried to experiment with taking my SketchUp model, which is quite rough. It doesn't produce the final sort of photorealistic renders like this. I took some screenshots from that and inputted them into ChatGPT, or DALL-E is the program, sort of sister program to that. I put them in there and asked them to create photorealistic renders, which in principle worked really well. The renders were really high quality. However, it doesn't render them to a super one-to-one standard. There were differences. Sometimes they would add things, change things. So it's really difficult to get it to look exactly how you would like it. And obviously, when you're designing a space and creating renders, you want them to look exactly how you imagine them. So overall, I feel like the topic, it was interesting to experiment. Definitely, there are uses in AI that can help interior designers and homeowners to visualize spaces. I think definitely for homeowners and people that don't have access to professional software, it's a great tool to use. But as a professional, creating a full design and presentation pack I think doing it by hand is sometimes, until the AI tools progress and get better, which they definitely will, I think doing it by hand is probably the best option. But it was definitely interesting to do a little bit of research, a little bit of experimenting, and see how it can be integrated. Yeah, so I hope this video was really helpful. I wanted to create a quick video walkthrough, explaining the design, explaining why I've done certain things, talking you through all of the different elements, the technical drawings, etc. And at the end, showing you all the renders so that hopefully you can visualize the space and have a good understanding of the full design. We obviously want this library to be a space where anyone feels comfortable to walk in and use the space, which is why the design created is quite communal. It's bright, it's colorful, it's open, it's got natural light. It's a space that tries to invite people in, and make them feel like they could sit and read a book and be comfortable. So hopefully, that is what I've portrayed today. Thank you so much for watching through this video. I hope it's been helpful. And if there's any more information or any questions you have, please do let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. Cool. Thank you so much.